Welcome to another metallic installment of underrated metal album series here on Metal Ben's Chronicles. And hey, guess what? We're back in the Metal Ben Mobile doing this video. Yes, the Metal Ben Mobile had to get some work done to it. I didn't have it for like the last 4 days, but I got it back in. We're back in the Metal Ben Mobile doing this episode for yous. So let's get right into it. First off, I want to give a couple shout outs to a couple cool cats I just met actually. And I just found her channel about a week ago. A channel totally dedicated to Iced Earth and the various projects that Iced Earth has done throughout the years or currently is doing, you know. And they've interviewed current bandmates and former bandmates on their podcast. I'm talking about Podcast and Stone. Yes, shout out to that channel, man. And yes, Chuck and Jason are two very, very cool guys. Anyways, and shout out to my brother, Chris, the underground metal gamer. And shout out to Jesse, the Black Metal Rebellion. Yes, definitely make sure to subscribe to these awesome YouTube channels. Anyways, let's get right into this freaking video. And the album we're going to talk about is the 1991 fourth studio album by the former vocalist of Accept. I'm talking about U.D.O and the album Timebomb. This right here is a killer album. Came out April 13th, 1991. On this album, U.D.O took a totally different direction, a more aggressive direction. After trying to go in a more commercial direction on the third album from 1990, Faceless World, U.D.O just comes back with this freaking heavy metal assault of an album. I would definitely say more speed metal on this freaking album. Definitely the fastest album he's put out. I mean, this is definitely pure speed metal. And if you like albums like Riot's Thunderstorm, Judas Priest's Painkiller, you will love this freaking album, man. I'll tell you what, this is some killer stuff. Let's get right into it, man. I'm not going to waste much time. Oh yeah, by the way, produced by Stephen Kaufman, also of Accept fame, you know. He would become the bass player, I believe, or no, I'm sorry. He was the drummer in Accept, and he was one of the rhythm guitar players in U.D.O's solo band. But he's not on this album. He just produces. But yeah, Breaker Records, which is U.D.O's record company. SPV Steamhammer Records, this came out on. I think that's what this originally would have came out on too. Now mine's a 2000 reissue, so yeah, it's not the original. But let's get right into this. The Gutter begins this. Man, what a cool beginning, man, to begin this freaking awesome album. Almost similar to how One Shot of Glory, almost similar to how Battle Hymn begins going into One Shot of Glory on, their Painkiller. That's kind of how this album begins. Just a short little instrumental piece, an epic sounding instrumental piece, which gets into the awesome speed metal of Metal Eater. Man, I'm telling you what. This song is freaking killer, man. Awesome drumming. Awesome guitar leads. U.D.O just sounds more deadly than ever. I mean, just a killer track. Yes. Thunder Force is next. Again, another cool, killer, heavy metal track, man. I mean, just so much energy and freaking awesomeness in this freaking track. You know? Again, man, these two tracks sound like they could have been on Thunder Still or Painkiller. Easily. Like if Riot or Judas Priest would have recorded these with Rob Halford singing, you know, And whoever Ride had singing at the time, I forget his name. Yeah, man, could easily pass for one of them bands. Anyways, Overload. Yeah, Thunder Force, killer track. Overload's next. Just a short little instrumental, man. And this is something that, to me, is missing in metal albums today. It's like intros with, like, just guitar shredding. Just killer stuff, man. What an awesome shreddy guitar solo here. I'm going to open up the booklet because I didn't really say who the lineup is on this freaking record. Okay. So you got U.D.O Dirk Snyder on vocals, obviously. Matthias Dief, if I'm pronouncing that right. German name. All guitars, so he's doing all the freaking guitars on here. Great guitar player. Thomas Mazitsky, bass. Oh, and you got Steven Schwartzman on drums, who has also been in Primal Fear, Accept. I think he was in Annihilator for a bit. He's been in a bunch of different metal bands. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the lineup. Now let's get on with this freaking album review. So Burning Heat's next, which Overloaded leads into Burning Heat. Oh man, Burning Heat's just another scorcher of a track. Just pure speed metal, man. Double bass, awesome drumming. I mean, this is the way fucking heavy metal should sound, you know. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Back in Pain's the next track. More mid-paced track, but still pretty darn good, you know. Then we get the title track, Time Bomb. What a great track. Again, just pure, unadulterated speed fucking metal on this track, man. Killer shit. Okay, so then we get into Power Squad. Another speed metal track, man. I mean, it just don't really let up on this freaking album. Kick Into Faith is next. Killer stuff, man. What more could I say? Soldiers of Darkness is next. Another great track. And Metal Maniac Mastermind. Now this track is probably the most mid-paced on this freaking album. It does sound like it might have, or could have possibly been maybe an Accept track, you know, but a good way to end this great album. However, I would say it's probably the weakest track on the freaking album, but that doesn't distract this album at all. To me, this is a phenomenal, very underrated album, and definitely is up there to me with albums like Thunderstill and Painkiller, in my opinion. So yeah, if you love Thunderstill and you love Painkiller, god darn, man, you need to fucking check this album out. And that's it for this installment of the Underrated Metal Album Series.